Hello everyone, welcome back to our first PUC electronics lab session. In this session, we are going to see the introduction to all of the apparatus what we are going to use in our lab. So in our laboratory, we are going to use a number of apparatus like RPS, trainer kit, function generator, CRO, voltmeter, ammeter. Like these are number of apparatus will be used. In this session, let me introduce you people with all these apparatus. So let's begin with, so this is one of the most important apparatus what we are going to use in our lab. This is called as an RPS, that is regulated power supply. It is mentioned here as DC regulated power supply 0 to 30 volts 1 amps. So with the help of this, we are going to give the DC voltage, that is we are going to use this as a DC source in which I can vary the voltage from 0 to 30 volts. So I am having the two knobs, one is the coarse knob and the other one is fine knob, with the help of which we are going to adjust the voltage value. Suppose I want to set a voltage of 1.5 volts ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we are going to use this coarse and fine and set the voltage exactly to 1.5 volts. This can be powered with the help of this power cable. So this will be connected to 230 volts AC mains. Then this is a power button what is present in the RPS. After turning on, we can easily set the voltage looking into these LCD displays, with the help of which we will be able to identify the voltage what we are applying. But here we are having two knobs, one is plus V, the other one is 0 volts. That is, this is the positive terminal of the RPS and this is the negative terminal of the RPS. Connecting both of these is very important in any kind of experiment. So RPS na now use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ we have to use these two terminals. One is the positive terminal, the other one is the negative terminal. The red one is the positive terminal and the black one is the negative terminal. So this is the next apparatus what we are going to use. This is an 8051 microcontroller kit. We are going to use this 8051 microcontroller kit in our second PUC. Here we are going to use a 40 pin 8051 IC. Here we are going to use 40 pin 8051 IC. We are going to study the theory related to this 8051 in our second PUC. So with the help of this microcontroller kit, we will be doing the programs like addition of two numbers, multiplication of two numbers and division of two numbers, so on. So this is the microcontroller kit with the help of which we are going to look at the output for the given combination of inputs. This can be turned on with the help of this apparatus which is called as a dual power supply. Just now we talked about the RPS, that is regulated power supply, in which I can vary the voltage from 0 to 30 volts. But this is a dual power supply where I cannot vary the voltage, but the voltage is fixed to minus 12 volts and plus 12 volts. That is, we cannot vary the voltage from 0 to 12 volts or 0 to plus 12 volts or 0 to minus 12 volts. Its voltage is already fixed to minus 12 volts and plus 12 volts. Hence, it is called as dual power supply. Here we are having another terminal what is called as common, which can be considered as the ground. And at last here I am having plus 5 volts also. So totally I will be having two positive voltages. One is plus 5 volts, the other one is plus 12 volts and the negative 12 volts power supply. This connector which is present in the dual power supply is used to power this microcontroller kit. Without this dual power supply, we will not be able to turn on the microcontroller kit. Now we will move on to the next apparatus, which are called the decade inductance box and the decade capacitance box. Decade, it stands for 10. So decade inductance box ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is nothing but a variable inductance box. We are having three types of passive components: the resistor, which is denoted by R, inductor, which is denoted by L, and capacitor, which is denoted by C. Apart from fixed values of these resistors, inductors and capacitors, in some of the experiments we need to vary the inductance value, resistance value and the capacitance value. For that we are going to use this box which contains 10 microhenry, 100 microhenry, 1 millihenry, 10 millihenry and 100 millihenry, which will be having a multiples of 10. By crossing these knobs, I can set the value of the inductance. By rotating these knobs, I can set the inductance value which is having a multiples of 10. Hence, it is called as decayed inductance box. Similarly, we are having this decayed capacitance box, which can be used as a variable capacitor. So, here in both decayed inductance box and decayed capacitance box, we are going to use these two terminals, that is red and black, and even here we are going to use red and black for connecting these or for including these inductance and capacitance in our circuits. So, the unit for the capacitance is farad. Here even these are in multiples of 10, hence it is called as decayed capacitance box. 100 picofarad, 1 kilo picofarad, 10 kilo picofarad, 100 kilo picofarad and 1 microfarad. Like this, the different values can be included in the circuit with the help of this decayed capacitance box. Now we will move on to the next apparatus, which is called as the function generator. We talked about the DC regulated power supply, which can be used as a DC source, but in some of the experiment we require a AC source. For that we are going to use this function generator, where the frequencies of the signal what is generated can be varied with the help of this frequency counter. I can set the frequency to 20 Hertz, 200 Hertz, 2 kilohertz. So, in between values can be varied by just setting this knob. ಈ ನಾಬನ್ನು ನಾವು rotate ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ the frequency of the signal can be varied and the amplitude of the signal can be varied using this knob. We are going to use two knobs, one is this, the other one is this, that is this can be considered as the phase, this can be considered as the neutral. But here we are just in our first PUC we are connecting this black color knob to the ground, and this can be included or this can be used as a positive terminal of the power supply. So, this is a AC power supply which is called as a function generator, whereas RPS is called as a DC power supply. Now, we will move on to the next apparatus is the CRO, that is cathode ray oscilloscope, with the help of which we will be able to look into the waveforms what is generated at the output. We can either see the DC input or DC output voltage or the AC output voltage, and we can measure the frequency, time period as well as the amplitude with the help of this screen. Here we are having different knobs, out of which we are going to use these knobs, that is these are called as channels. This is channel 1 and this is channel 2, which can be used to connect the CRO either to the input side or to the output side of the circuit. For that we are going to use these probes. So, this probe can be connected to the CRO in this manner, where the probe will be having two terminals, one is the red, the other one is black. Red is the positive terminal of the CRO and black is the negative terminal of the CRO. In order to turn on this CRO, we are going to use this power cable which will be connected to the back side of the CRO. So, after plugging this into the AC power mains, we are going to turn on this particular CRO with the help of this power button. So, here each CRO or the RPS or the function generator will be having a separate power button. Only after owning these power button our apparatus will be turning on. The next apparatus what we are going to use in our lab is a trainer kit. So, what is this trainer kit? Trainer kit is an apparatus what we are going to use in order to realize the logic gates. Logic gates antandre we are going to talk about digital electronics. So, digital electronics nalli we are going to realize a number of circuits like realization of AND gate, OR gate, NAND gate, NOT gate, XOR, XNOR anta. So what is this digital electronics? Digital electronics is nothing but a circuit anta karibodu which gives an output in only two different states. One is 0, the other one is 1. So bari erade output na torsutte. So the outputs will be seen here where we are having these LEDs. LED on aitu antandre the output is 1. LED off aitu andre the output is equal to 0, and the different combinations of the inputs can be given with the help of this push buttons. If I am going to push this button, then the input 1 is included. If I am going to release this push button, then the input 0 is included. So here we are having 4 different IC holders. How we are going to place the IC holders andre, if I am going to consider this as the IC which has to be placed, I am just going to place that IC on these IC holders and just lock the IC holder. Only then the IC will not be able to remove, or the IC will not slip from the IC holder. So for each IC we have to give the separate power supply, that is positive plus 5 volts and the ground. So each IC will be having plus 5 volts and ground, plus 5 volts and ground. After connecting these plus 5 volts and ground, only then our IC will start to work. And even here we will be having a power button which will be placed on the side of the board. So this is a separate power button which is present for this trainer kit, and a separate power cable must be connected in order to turn on these trainer kits. We are having a separate trainer kit also, where instead of push buttons we are having the switches. So here I am having separate switches which are having only 2 different positions. If the switch in the lower state, then it is 0, that is the input what I am applying is 0. If it is pushed up, then the input what I am applying is 1. These are the LEDs which indicate the output of the signal. If this LED is turned on, then the output is equal to 1. If these LEDs are turned off, then the output is equal to 0. So we are having 2 different types of trainer kits in our lab, and we can use one of these trainer kits in order to conduct our digital experiments. The next apparatus what we are going to use in our lab is the decade resistance box. So this is a decade resistance box, as I have already mentioned about decade inductance box and the decade capacitance box. So this can be used in order to vary the resistance value. That is, yavadaru resistance value na I need to vary and I can use this decade resistance box. By varying these knobs, I can include different values of resistors, and I can include this in the circuit by connecting or by using these 2 terminals, which is very much important. Resistors anta helidaga I will be having 2 terminals. Similarly, even the decade resistance box is having these 2 terminals. So this is a decade resistance box where different values of resistance can be included in the circuit. The next apparatus what we are going to use is a milliammeter. So this is a DC milliammeter which is having a range from 0 to 200. So here it is clearly mentioned that the range is 0 to 200 milliamps DC. So this is a DC milliammeter which measures the current in terms of milliamps. So here I am having 2 separate knobs. One is red, the other one is black, that is this is positive terminal of the ammeter and this is the negative terminal of the ammeter. The next apparatus what we are going to use again is a ammeter, but here the range is also same, that is 0 to 200 milliamps, and the terminals are red and black, that is one is positive, the other one is negative. But here we are having a separate switch where DC and AC are mentioned. I can use this same meter in order to measure both AC as well as DC current in the range of milliammeters. If I want to measure, or if I want to use this in order to measure the DC current, then the switch will be pushed to the lower position, or if I want to use the same ammeter to measure the AC current, then the switch will be pushed to the upper position. So this is a ammeter where I can measure both DC as well as AC in terms of milliamps. The next apparatus what we are going to use in our lab is a digital voltmeter, which is having a range from 0 to 20 volts, which measures only the DC voltage. Again, here I am having two separate knobs. One is red, the other one is black. The red one is the positive terminal of the voltmeter and the black is the negative terminal of the voltmeter. So these are some of the apparatus what we are going to use in our lab. Apart from this, the most important thing what we are going to use in our lab is these connecting wires. So connecting wires anta helidaga we are having two types of pins of different sizes. One is the 4 mm wire, the other one is the 2 mm wire. Sometimes both the ends of the wires will be connected to 4 mm wires, or sometimes one end of the wire will be connected to 4 mm and the other end of the wire will be connected to 2 mm. These kinds of wires where 4 mm and 2 mm will be connected will be called as the conversion wires. So even these connecting wires are very important in our electronics lab. Apart from these apparatus as well as the connecting wires, the most important things what we are going to use in our lab is the components, that is the resistors, diodes, transistors, capacitors, as well as the ICs. So now let us have a close look on the components what we are going to use in our lab separately. This is one of the most basic component what we are going to use in our lab. It is called as resistor, and the resistance value of these resistors will not be printed on these resistors since their size is very small, but the resistance value will be mentioned in terms of color bands as we are able to see it clearly from the picture. And we are having two terminals for these resistors which can be easily included in our circuit. This is a capacitor. This is called as a ceramic capacitor. Even this is having two terminals. The value of the capacitance of this capacitor will be printed on this like 104, 103, and the method to calculate the capacitance value will be dealt in the theory classes. These capacitors will not be having any kind of polarity, but we are having another type of capacitors which is called as the electrolytic capacitors. These capacitors are having polarity, that is the positive polarity and the negative polarity will be there on these capacitors. If we are going to connect these capacitors in the reverse order, then the capacitors will be burnt out, which cannot be used again in the circuit. So we saw two types of capacitors, one is the ceramic capacitor and the electrolytic capacitor. This is the next component what we are going to use in our lab, that is the semiconductor diode. Even this diode is having two polarity. One is called as the anode terminal, the other one is called as the cathode terminal. Regarding with these terminals, we are going to deal in the experiment, that is forward characteristics of semiconductor diodes ಮಾಡುವಾಗ we are going to learn about the polarities of this diode, that is the semiconductor diode. This is another component what is called as Zener diode. So in the introduction session of the lab, I talked about the semiconductor diode and the Zener diode. So this is one of the types of the diodes what is called as the Zener diode. Even this is having two terminals, one is called as the anode, the other one is called as the cathode, and how to identify the terminals will be dealt while dealing with the experiment. So this is another component what we are going to use in a lab, which is called as integrated circuit, in simple IC. The number of this IC will be printed on the IC board. The component or the circuit will be fabricated on the silicon wafer, which will be encapsulated with the plastic material. It will be having a number of pins on each side of the IC. This is an IC which is a 14 pin IC. On each side we will be having 7 pins. The 14 pins of the IC can be clearly seen from here. On each side we will be having 7 pins. So it will be called as the dual inline package ICs, where each side of the ICs will be having the equal number of pins. The next component what we are going to use in our lab is a transistor. So there are a number of transistors and transistors will be having 3 terminals. One is the emitter, base and the collector. So, this is one type of the transistor. This is another type of transistor what we are going to use in our lab. So, this is a metal cap transistor. So, totally we will be using 2 different types of transistor. One is the plastic encapsulated transistor, the other one is the metal encapsulated transistor. So, in this session we saw some of the apparatus what we are going to use in a lab along with the components what we are going to use in a lab like resistors, ICs, transistors as well as the capacitors. In my next session, I will be coming with one of the simple experiment, that is the Ohm's law. Until then, take care, bye bye.